Hello, everyone. Tanya Mustine here, board certified holistic health practitioner, and we're here to talk today about pre and post jab and also non-jab protocols. And so here we go. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. All right, so we are going to first start off with the facts. Okay, I cannot tell you what to do. Okay, I can't tell you whether you should take the injection or not. I've been asked many, many times, and unfortunately, I cannot answer that question. That is a personal decision, and so that is why I'm here to at least educate you so that you can make an informed decision, whatever that may be. And so let's talk about lifestyle changes first, because that is it's a controllable, right? Something that we can affect change now. So let's start with sleep. Sleep, you guys know I'm a fan of sleep, and I talk about sleep and how to get good sleep. And so how do we do that? Why is sleep important? It's important because it does suppress our immune system if we do not get enough sleep, quality sleep. And you may think getting 5 hours, 6 hours, sounds like good quality sleep, especially maybe if your rhythm wakes you up at a certain time and that's the time you wake up. For most people, 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours is adequate for good health, for optimal health. If you get more, great. But anything less than 6 hours is going to affect your immune system, right? So you say, oh, should I get the jab? Should I not get the jab? Again, it's a personal decision, but whether you get it or you don't, these lifestyle changes should be happening. We cannot expect to build up an immune system that fights if we're not helping our bodies to do that, right? So that's why sleep is important. And if you're having trouble with sleep, if you've had a history of insomnia, chronic insomnia, that needs to be remedied. So speak to a naturopathic doctor, integrative functional medicine doctor, someone who can help you, or someone like myself, a holistic practitioner, that can help you manage those chronic issues. So sleep, yes, important. Our diet. Why is that important? Well, the average American eats quite a bit of fast food, quite a bit of trans fat, quite a bit of things that just don't promote good immunity. So if we find that we are eating, fried foods, takeout, things out of a bag, things that are processed, then there needs to be you need to reassess. And I understand, because I'm a snacker. And this pandemic has been very difficult emotionally. And so emotional eating, I think most of us have had that situation where we're seeking comfort food, something to make us feel good, something warm, something just, hey, it could taste great, but it may be bad for you. So consider looking at your nutrition. What are you lacking? Are you not eating any greens, leafy greens? Are you not eating foods that have beautiful colors? So those are usually fruits and veggies. If you're not, add those in. When you add good foods in, you crowd out the bad. So I'm not saying go cold turkey and stop what you're doing, because that'll be very difficult for your brain to cope with. So definitely gradually change your habits. Add some good stuff in, right? Some leafy green vegetables and smoothies, right? Things that you make at home. And then you'll be crowding out the bad. I guarantee your nutrient profile is going to change. Therefore, your cravings are going to change, because you are addressing your nutritional deficiencies. Once you do that, right, it's like a chemistry change. Okay, so food, sleep, we've talked about. Water intake, of course, we need sufficient amounts of water to remove toxins. And we are inundated with toxins. This is a topic I feel really strongly about. And, we take in toxins in our own home. So it's so prevalent, right? So a lot of water. And then how about nutrients in terms of not non-food related, because it may not be realistic for you to be able to have a huge plate of fruits and veggies. The majority of people either don't have the time or the money, right? But that does not negate the fact that our bodies need it. We need that. That's why I believe most of us are nutritionally starved. And so the reality I've had to come to terms with is that we need to supplement. We need nutraceuticals to help us out. And, I have something that I use, and it's called LOV, and I use that for my physical and my emotional, my mental well-being. I use that. Now, it's come to my attention that my body needs more, right? Especially if I'm going out into the public, I'm gonna be around a lot of people, right? I'm gonna just amp it up. So I'm gonna tell you some nutraceuticals, some natural plant medicines, some minerals, vitamins that the body needs to boost up your system. So whether you get the injection, whether you don't, but if you're gonna get the injection prior to, at least at minimum 2 weeks before you get the jab, you should be amping up your system, right, to fight. And so what helps you do that? So things like echinacea are great to help the body boost the immune system. Elderberry, a lot of people know about elderberry lozenges or the syrup, right? Make sure it's sugar-free, because sugar suppresses the immune system. So going back to diet, right, nutrition, eliminate, minimize sugar intake, minimize alcohol intake. Those things suppress the immune system, and you need things, obviously, the opposite of that. So we talked about some echinacea, elderberry. We have things like mushrooms. And I'm not saying go out and buy mushrooms, because these types of mushrooms you may not have in your vicinity, but they are available in the form of a capsule. So reishi mushrooms, maitake, shiitake, cordyceps, those are powerful mushrooms that are amazing for the immune system. Also something like NAC, N-acetylcysteine, that is amazing for the immune system. NAC, you've probably heard of it. You should make sure that you get quality tested supplements. Many supplement companies, they have fillers, they have things that don't need to be there. We just need the things that'll help us, right? So I'll give you a source to be able to do that to get these quality nutraceuticals. Zinc. Most of you probably know about zinc. Zinc is super important to get that while, or better said, when you know that you're sick, right? The first signs, the very first signs that you know you're sick, it's the most effective when you get zinc into your body. So it should be 50 milligrams of zinc. And if you get the virus, then you should up that about 200 milligrams to 250 milligrams a day. If you have the virus, that is not a long-term solution. It's 50 milligrams for maintenance of zinc. Okay, vitamin D is another one. Vitamin D3, it is very important to have vitamin D3 in your system. For pre, post, non-jab, vitamin D should be part of your life, unless you are one of the very, very few that cannot have vitamin D. And you would know that already. Your doctor would have told you that, right, after your blood work at some point. So vitamin D3, the recommended daily allowance is 2,000 IUs. I believe that is too low. 2,000 IUs is too low. Minimum should be 5,000 IUs. If you are deficient and you confirm that through blood work, then you would probably have a prescription of 50,000 IUs for a good month or so to get your levels up. And so that can also be found through a practitioner dispensary. And again, I'll talk about that a little later. Vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin K, those vitamins are also important for the immune system. And a lot of these vitamins and minerals, they rely on one another to work. All right, one will upregulate the other, or one will be absorbed better when they are used together. Vitamin C, we know about vitamin C, we should have 1,000 milligrams per day, 1,000 milligrams per day. If you have the virus, you would double that, okay? So 1,000 milligrams a day. Other things are acerola, and that is a fruit, and that should be about 200 milligrams a day. And let's see what else. We talked about vitamin D, A, E, K, vitamin Bs. Obviously, the mitochondria needs that, our energy, right? We need help with the B vitamin family. We talked about NAC, we talked about the mushrooms, reishi, maitake, shiitake, cordyceps, and elderberry, echinacea. And so these are very, very important to have to build up your immune system. And I say most of us need it because most of us are nutritionally starved. We are not eating enough fruits and veggies in our diet. If we're realistic, we are not. And so the body needs support. And that's why we get these symptoms, right? There's illness that is present, dis-ease. The body is in dis-ease and it needs help. Those symptoms of the body's, signs for help. So if you're doing these things pre or post jab, or if you're not getting the jab, that's your decision, right? But what are you doing to build up your immune system? If you continue to do the same things that are not benefiting your body, then unfortunately you're not helping your body fight. Okay, so we talked about sleep, we talked about nutrition, we talked about water intake. And then let's talk about stress management. Who isn't stressed at some level during this pandemic? It has changed lives. Many have lost lives. And so it's been very, very challenging. And so we need to take measures to be emotionally well. How do you do that? There's so much going on, right? There's a lot of people that's saying that they're overwhelmed, and I hear a lot about brain fog. Oh, I'm just not I'm not registering things, and brain fog is real. It's a real thing. Why does brain fog happen? Yeah, the brain is overwhelmed. There's too much coming at us at one time or in a very short period of time. And so we need to have stress management tools. What do? I do tapping, and that's just similar to, having, wow, the word's escaping me, but acupuncture or acupressure, right? So if you do those things, right, if you go to practitioners for those modalities, they're very helpful for stress management. But if you cannot see a practitioner, if you do not have the resources to do that, then tapping is a free way to do that. So tapping is just tapping on those areas where similarly the acupuncture or acupressure points are. And while you're tapping those points, you are saying some affirmations. First of all, you would say, what is bothering you, right? What is affecting you? So speaking your truth. I'm going through a lot, and you're doing this tapping while you're speaking. So you're giving yourself a voice, and we don't do that enough. We do not give our pain a voice enough, especially now we're just going through so much, and we just keep going, and we're trying to be strong, and we're pushing forward, and we're not really acknowledging our pain. And not to say that, we need to wallow in that pain or be in a victim state all the time, but we do need to acknowledge our pain, because that doesn't just go like away, like off a duck's back, right? It's just off of you. But you can adapt and you can cope if you acknowledge. So I would look up the tapping solution for that. Also, deep breathing is amazing. You think, oh, I do that every day, I breathe. But we do not breathe deeply enough, especially with masks on our faces. It's very challenging for many to take deep breaths. So we should be breathing from the diaphragm up, not just from the chest up. Those are shallow breaths, and that does not necessarily help the heart or the brain. That's when anxiety comes in and we're unable to cope as well. So we need to take deep breaths. Like I'm doing some network chiropractic care that I'm enjoying, and it's helping me very much. And while I'm on that table, he's having me, my chiropractor has me breathing deeply. And wow, when I'm done with my adjustment, I feel so much better. I feel like I can cope better. And sometimes emotions come out during that adjustment. And so we need to find what works for us. If it's a chiropractor, right? If it's an acupuncturist, if it's a holistic practitioner, if it's something free that we can do, like tapping, breathing, then do those things. But the foundations are the ones I've talked about, the sleep, that we have more than 6 hours of sleep. And if we're having problems with sleep, we need to remedy that. That is not good for your immune system. And our nutrition, most of us are not eating well. We're not eating well enough. So supplement, get nutraceuticals that will help you. I am prepping to be amongst more and more people. And so I am taking my vitamins and minerals, but I'm also adding all of the others that I mentioned to you, the NAC, the elderberry, the even astragalus, the mushrooms, right? And so the zinc supreme, right? Something more than the average, to prepare my body to be able to fight. Now, if you've chosen to get the jab, that is your choice, and I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't. That is something that you need to decide. What I am telling you is to prepare your body for it. Many have experienced, symptoms afterwards and they go away, and some have symptoms afterwards and they don't go away. And so we don't know what is going to be activated in our system, right? And so since we don't know that, we should arm our bodies with as much powerful nutraceuticals, whole foods as we can. Give your bodies all that it needs before you do that, right? It makes sense. It's something that we should already be doing, but considering a lot of us, we're just suffering right now, not only in our own lives, but seeing others suffer, it's very difficult. And that, not being able to cope or dealing with that amount of stress suppresses the immune system. So we have a lot to fight right now. So I hope that this information has helped you. I will go ahead and do a post tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that, with the written information with my written protocols so that you can, access that. And then if you need help with ordering any of that, you can get them at your local pharmacy, you can get them online. But I do have a practitioner dispensary that I have available to you, and you get round about 25% off. And these are brands that are only found in doctor's offices, a naturopathic doctor or a functional medicine doctor, etc., chiropractor. And so those things, like the ones I've mentioned, should be of the highest quality, the highest testing practices you can find at a reasonable rate, right? So I'll go ahead and include my dispensary link, but if you are on Instagram, it is in my bio. It's the Wellevate app. That's my dispensary. So you can order at will. You can have a consultation with me if you want to know specific dosing instructions and etc. Right? We can have a free consultation about that so that we can tailor it to your biology. And that's important. You have someone to support you in buying these very powerful nutraceuticals. So that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions at all, please put it in the comments, and I will be answering those questions. If there's something that I missed, if there's something personal, you can send me a direct message and we can chat that way. But this information, whether you get the injection, whether you don't get the injection, whether you're not getting the injection ever, again, that is your personal choice. But please, please, please take care of your immune systems, boost them up as much as you can, either decision that you make. And I'm here to support you in that way. So thank you so much. Take care. Be safe out there. Wear your mask, please. They do matter. They do. And if you have trouble breathing with a mask, I can show you tips on how to be able to do that while keeping yourself and others safe. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. And have a good afternoon. Bye.